The search continues for a killer.
And investigators are leaving no stone unturned.
Spokane Police are not giving up on finding the suspect in that fatal stabbing.
No, witnesses say a black man in his mid-30s attacked 55-year-old Sharlotte McGill as she walked her dog along a trail near South Riverton last Thursday. Our coverage of the search for a killer begins with Jeff Humphrey live at the murder scene with a look at how fingerprints may ID the killer. Jeff?
And Nadine and Mike, this is the spot where Spokane Police believe that Mrs. McGill was killed. It's a blind corner because of all this overgrown brush in the area, and so it's possible McGill did not even know she was in danger until it was too late. Here in this beautiful spot, it's completely out of the view of surveillance cameras, but it's possible the killer may have left behind something that could still reveal his identity. Police think this car battery found just a few feet from where McGill was stabbed may be one of their best clues in this puzzling case. Was it part of the killer's stolen loot? And if so, are his fingerprints on the battery?
The only item we saw that was out of place that we know was not related to this area was that car battery. And so it was collected and we were processing that.
If crime scene technicians were able to lift latent prints from the battery or the nearby car it might have been stolen from, then detectives can turn to computers for help. The Automated Fingerprint Identification System, or AFIS, can search records in all 50 states for a possible match.
Send it off for a search. It will come back with a candidate list. That candidate list will be reviewed, say 20 candidates, to see if any of those candidates are a possible match.
Investigators still think their suspect may be a transient, so they've made several trips to local homeless shelters. Here at the Union Gospel Mission, every guest is photographed.
When we first register someone, we get a picture of them and we keep that on file at all times. And if they come back later and check in again later at a different time, and some of the features have changed, we change the picture, we'll update the pictures.
Tim Brock says the suspect's description as a black male with a bad eye didn't ring any bells with his staff, but they're still looking for the killer in case he comes in for a meal or a shower.
All the desk guys know about it, all the people up front that do the intake have the description, so they would be aware of that and they would notify the police right away.
On Monday, Parks and Recreation crews began thinning bushes and trees not far from where McGill was killed, but right now it's not clear if the city has plans to cut more brush in the area that concealed her attacker. Neighbors say the trail's been all but deserted since the homicide happened. It has now been 5 days since Mrs. McGill was killed, and major crimes detectives are not overlooking the possibility that their suspect, even somebody without any resources at all, might find it not too difficult to leave Spokane without a trace. Reporting in Spokane, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.